What we did, what people in the grassroots did, what our mobilization did, had a palpable impact on the policymakers and on the war makers. And so I think there's kind of a renewed confidence that our activity, coordinated between people within countries and between people from different countries, can have a really, really big impact.
Why are you against the war?
Because it's all a bunch of lies. I lived there for 20 years. I saw what was happening. It wasn't the government, it wasn't the president that started all the problems, it was the other people. And they've just totally turned it all around.
I feel like I see this over and over just in my short lifetime. I'm sick of these imperialists that run our country, the power elite, the neocons, that just want to profit off of other people's suffering. And so I'm ready for it to change.
Look at history. That's part of history. You want to take over a country, you bomb it. You know, you have to weaken it. And that's one of the excuses. We lived there for almost 10 years. We didn't pay for school. We didn't pay for medical. Poor people there that go and get government assistance for free. You don't have to ask questions. Why isn't people showing that? 10 years, we didn't lock our front door.
The government cares more about dropping bombs on civilians halfway around the world than it does about working people here at home who don't have access to healthcare, education, or the right to a job. Right now, because of the disparity between the rich and the poor, which is the rest of us, the reactionaries think they can get away with anything. Launching another unpopular war based on lies, cutting food stamps, taking away women's rights, imprisoning an entire generation of Black and Latino people, attacking immigrants, and so much more.
Cuando se habla de humanidad, nunca se habla de nuestra gente que se le arranca a las familias para regresar a sus países, donde gracias a la política económica de este país existe guerra, drogas, violencia, pobreza. Entonces, para nuestra gente es importante estar aquí hoy contra la guerra porque no nos beneficia. No nos beneficia el asesinato de gente inocente por el mundo, porque a este gobierno no le importa a nuestra gente.
Their objective is to take out any leader or any country in the Arab world, in the Middle East, that does not bow down to Wall Street, that does not bow down to the Pentagon, and they target those countries for destruction. And when they have an objective, they fix their intelligence around that objective, and they make up stories, they create a narrative to justify what they're going to do. Because if they were honest about why they wanted to invade Syria, if they said, we got some billionaire oil investors and defense contractors and military-industrial complex CEOs who want to see Syria fall, and who want to use billions of dollars of your tax money and send your sons and daughters to go die, the people would say no. So they have to create a lie and say it's for humanitarian intervention. Do we believe that, brothers and sisters? Do we believe that the people who say they want humanitarian intervention, the same people who just killed 1 million Iraqis in Iraq, do we believe that? No! Do we believe that they care about the use of chemical weapons when women in Fallujah cannot even have children today because the U.S. used so many chemical weapons on Fallujah? Do we believe their lies? No! That's what we're here to say, hands off Syria.
We know the biggest enemy is the USA. We know they scheme and manipulate, stepping away, but they not messing with Syria today. They better get their hands off of Syria. They better get their hands off of Syria. They better get their hands off of Syria. Yeah, we need to put things in historical context. Otherwise, all we talking is nonsense. First of all, what's democracy? Does it take precedence over sovereignty? Been problems in Syria for quite a long time. Yes, they are very real, and yes, you'll find some very real, genuine discontent. But it's not the overwhelming environment and these very real shortcomings of the state. Don't make it like Egypt, a client state. Wanna knock Syria en route to Iran and sever the anti-imperial bond. People die in war, an unfortunate fact. It's not a one-sided string of attacks. Rebels killing Christians, Alawis, and NATO's on the ground, there's no need to pretend. The balance of forces in the world today. We know the biggest enemy is the USA.